It's Wednesday, May 11th, King of the Mountain State Show, presented by Dutch Miller Auto Group. I'm Chase Hill, and I'm here today with the gorilla, Eugene Edwards. He's
What's up? What's up?
he's coming off a big win in round one. He's now down to the final 8 guys to be King of the Mountain State this year in our heavyweight division. Hey, man, thanks again for sitting down talking with me.
Man, anytime.
Hey, that last fight, dude, you came out, fought a 7-footer, 6'10", 7-foot guy, had a few fights under him. He was pretty slick. He knew what he was doing. He could box, but you had a game plan. You stuck to it, and it worked.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Being that tall, you feel me? You gotta come straight to the body. You gotta make sure them body punches effective. And I know he tall, but um um for his size, 220 and that tall, you feel me? He's still skinny. And I like me being a short with size. I managed to just basically try to stick to his body, not give up the insides, because I know if I would to try to box him on the outside, he'd have been picking me apart. So what I did was I just kept it straight inside.
I don't feel like you missed much. I feel like when you were throwing punches, they were landing. And you were busier. I felt like you outworked him. You were effective. Your game plan was good. He had the reach, but you knew what to do. It was not your first time in the boxing ring. We could tell
No
that.
sir, no sir. I boxed in a couple rings. I did tough man. I won a tough man and heavyweight tough man, and I didn't been all over the place when it comes to that. Look, a couple little under black BLK primes, and so I've been around. I've been around. I'm good. Like I like go to boxing range, out of boxing range. I train in the range. Train out of range. So it's like it's nothing new to me.
So we about got you on the show at the end of last year, but we weren't able to put it together. But I was glad you got in this. I thought you were going to really make some noise this year in the heavyweight division. What's it like knowing you're 3 wins away? There's 8 guys left from you being the king of the Mountain State.
Each win, man, each win I get more hungrier. From each win I get more hungrier. That last fight, like believe it or not, believe it or not, I barely trained for the fight. So it's like I probably trained probably like a week out of the whole time. I really didn't train, and I'm taking this one more serious. Because at the end of the day, I gotta have that. I gotta have that to be able to last in there. So it basically put me back on my feet about going ahead and becoming something in this boxing thing.
Well, and man, I mean, there was something happened last time. You handled it really well. Like you were the second, third fight of the night, and you guys had a GPS problem there to go down, and you were the last guy to get there. You barely made it there in time to
Yes,
even
yes, sir.
compete. So to get
Yes,
warmed
sir.
up real quick and get yourself going, like you handled that well. I was pretty
Yes,
impressed
sir.
with that.
Because I'm used to that, Mr. Chase. In street beefs, I don't know who I'm fighting in street beefs. You know what I mean? I come to the yard and they just match us up by weight and experience level. You never know who you fighting or none of that. So it's like when you get there, you never know if you got time to work out there or not. Because you go straight up in there, 12-ounce gloves, and it could get ugly with them small gloves on. So when I got there, I let Arthur was my corner man. He let me hit the gloves a couple of little mid rounds, got me a little hot. I went in there and I knew what I had to do from there.
Well, I mean, you're there in Cumberland, Maryland, training. You guys been getting in some work. You and Arthur both. He's one of my guys. He's making his pro debut. It's pretty awesome. You guys get to be on the same card. I don't know how many times
That's
that's happened, but this is a pretty big deal for him, and it's a pretty big deal for you too.
yes, it is. Because Arthur, man, like I said, Arthur came a long way and it fast for him. He gonna be a good pro. He definitely gonna make some noise in the pros, and I'm happy for him. I can't wait to see his pro fight, and I definitely can't wait to make some noise in this next round.
Yeah, and let's talk about the next one because it's a big one, man. There's 8 guys left, and you got the one-eyed wolf, Rob Perez. Now he
Mm-hmm.
just beat Derek Gibson. He just beat
Mm-hmm.
the other kid up in Parkersburg that was supposed to be a big deal. So Rob
Mm-hmm.
Perez is coming off a couple big wins, and he looks good. There's nothing fancy to his game. He is just tough and strong, and he's hard to deal with. So this
Mm-hmm.
is not a guy you're not familiar with. You know this guy. What should we expect going into this one?
Like it's not nothing I never dealt with before. I know he's straightforward. He's gonna come in there straightforward. and try to land bombs. And this way my boxing mentality come in. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be like last time. I had to come in last time because of that's my plan. Like every boxing, put it like this, every boxing match, even if they say you gotta have a plan and all this and all that, and some people don't go with the plan, but I tend to, if I don't go with the plan starting out, I tend to bring the plan into the boxing ring regardless. I gotta have a plan. So you know what I mean, I got a plan for each fighter. Each fighter I fight, I didn't see a lot of fights of his, but I got enough the way it's though. I know how he gonna come out. He gonna come out. I'm pretty sure he gonna come out aggressive, and that's when I'm gonna have to show on the boxing side.
And
I
you're good
mean,
at that, man. You're good at putting a plan together and figuring out what you're gonna do and then getting in there. I tell my kids all the time, I'm like, the only way a plan works is like if you stick to the plan, you can get away from it. You can do some different things outside the
yes
box, but
sir,
like overall, you got a plan for the fight. You stick to it. That's how you win. Uh,
yes sir.
just like Arthur, like when we were talking about Arthur starting there in the yard and unsanctioned stuff, and going through the semi-pro champ and then the
Mm-hmm.
tournament, and now you're right there. You did the same thing, man. You went from unknown, unsanctioned into semi-pro. You're a champ. You got the jacket. Now you're in our tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You win this thing, man. You got to go pro. But whether you win it or not, you've been impressive. I think that's probably the next step for you, right?
Yes sir, definitely is. It's definitely my next step. I'm getting older. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm not getting younger, so it's time. You know what I mean? I'm still in my prime, and I'm still up, and I can still do it, and get hurt and still come back fast, just like a young person. So I'm still ready. I'm still in it. I'm still. I love the sport. This is for me. You know what I mean? So I'm doing my workouts. You know what I mean? I
Hey,
don't.
man,
Of course, I don't show a lot because you know what I mean.
you're not supposed
I'm more
to.
of a. I'm more of a private person. I don't want you to sit back and see. Oh yeah, he working on this. Oh yeah, he working on this. It's nothing for you to see. When you see it's gonna be in the ring. So
And
I'm just waiting on the time.
I mean, last time, man, you looked like a boxer. It wasn't. You
Yeah,
might have
and
come in saying, "Hey, I'm kind of self training right now. I'm working with Arthur.
mm-hmm.
I'm doing this. I'm an outsider kind of deal." But like when it was ding ding and it was time to go, man, you looked like a boxer. And if you hadn't have been, Leon Moshefi would have won the fight because he's a big deal to
Yes,
mess with.
yes, sir. And then another thing is like this is the tallest man I ever fought in my life. You feel me? So it's like this is height alone. Me reaching that high had me a little tired. Like I said, I didn't come in as training. I didn't train like I usually train. You feel me? Me doing the job thing and all that. I had to like let that go just to continue and make myself better. You feel me? So yeah, man. Like I said, it's something different for everybody.
Hey,
And
man,
and that's what I'm and that's what I'm known for. Cause that's why I coach Shaw like me, because I'm awkward. I'm
yeah.
awkward. I'm an awkward fighter. It's always different. It's never the same.
Hey, man, I am so glad you got in this tournament. There's 8 guys left. You win this one against Rob Perez, you're in the final four. And the final four with pro contract waiting on you, the belt waiting
Mm,
on you, and all the other stuff that comes with it, man, I am tickled to death that you got in it.
mm,
It's going to be a great fight. As we go through these tournaments, that's what happens is guys keep winning, and it ends up making really great fights. Your next fight for the people watching is June 18th in Charleston, West Virginia, the capital city at the Charleston Coliseum
mm.
Convention Center. It's a big
Yes, sir.
venue. We've been waiting a decade to go to somewhere like this. You guys have built it. Any promotion's only as good as the fighters. We got the best fighters. I appreciate you being in this. I'm super excited to watch you. It's a little over a month. Give me some shout outs, man. Tell me the people. I know Arthur's been helping you. Give some shout outs
Man,
before we
first of all,
wrap it
I
up.
definitely want to shout out God for even getting me here and to keep me going and pushing as far as I could push, working, still boxing, still never left the sport, still believing in myself. Thank you, God, for that. I also want to thank my wife, you feel me, for still always believing in me too. Knowing that I can still, even though I got a lot of problems in the house as far as the kids and everything, I got a lot of kids, and she's still giving me the pressure to go and do and push me forward to get these workouts done. And you know I gotta thank my brother Arthur, bad news, because you know what I mean, when I first started off, it was like I was helping him, and now I'm feeling like he bashed me, he helping me, he coaching me now.
Hey,
So my brother know, you know what I mean, every day we need that work, you know what I mean? And hopefully he gonna see this. I'm letting him know. Come on, let's get that work tonight. We've been
that's right.
coming in there 8, 9, leaving at 2 in the morning. Let's get this work tonight.
Hey, man, I'm proud of you guys. I'm so glad you got each
And
other.
one more thing, Mr. Che, I definitely got give a big shout out to King of the Mountain State, Chase Hill, and the whole movement that y'all doing. I love the movement. Giving boxers a chance to prove themselves. That you know what I mean, they can move to the next level and become something of themselves for the sport. So thank you again.
Hey, man, your story, where you come from, where you're going, how you've gotten there, and watching you fight in person now, you've won me over. I'm a big fan. I think it's going to be a great fight. Rob's did the same thing. Rob Perez comes to fight. It's going to be great. It's just over a month,
Yes,
June
sir.
18th. There's links all over our page. It'll be live stream pay-per-view at combatsportsnow.com. Tickets are available at fightertix.com/king. Links all over the page and stuff. Just over a month, man. Let's finish
Just
this
over a
month
month.
out. Get yourself ready. Charleston's a big venue. The lights are going to be bright. There's 8 guys left. Win this when you're in the final 4. Tickle to death for you, man.
Yes, I need it.
You keep pushing Arthur for me too. I appreciate it.
I got you.
All right. I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, man.